The following video was produced for Central New Jersey Network by Melissa Drift. Today I'm visiting a very special, unique place in Central New Jersey. It's a swim club that's been in continuous operation for almost 100 years now. But this isn't any ordinary swim club. I mean, sure, they have a pool and a snack bar and a beach volleyball court and all the usual stuff. But at this swim club, the pool is really not the main attraction. This club has a hidden lake. Believe it or not, an actual lake right here in the middle of Hopewell, in a place where you'd least expect it. I mean, if you drove by, you'd never know anything was here. It formed when an abandoned rock quarry flooded many years ago. Now, there's lots of flooded out quarries that people swim in both here in New Jersey and all over the US, but normally you hear so many negative things about swimming in them because they tend to be dangerous, and usually property owners and local officials warn people to stay away from them. But the Quarry Swim Club here in Hopewell, New Jersey is a huge exception. It's been a summertime destination that's been part of people's lives for generations. Now, for most of that time, it was privately owned by a series of different families. But a few years ago, there was a problem. This special place almost didn't exist anymore. The most recent owners reached the point where they needed to retire, and it was time to sell it. But they didn't want the swim club to close. But surely somebody would want to take it over, right? Apparently not. They were only getting interest from buyers who wanted to use the property for things like building houses or turning it into a private event facility, so it wouldn't be open to the public anymore. They didn't want that to happen. So finally, a group of concerned local citizens formed a nonprofit organization called Friends of the Hopewell Quarry, and they purchased the property in August of 2021. Now today some of their volunteers are getting the place ready for the upcoming opening on Memorial Day. Let's go check it out.
My name is Jeannie Waldman. I'm a board trustee, and my husband was a board trustee before me, and we love the quarry. I live here in Hopewell. I've been swimming here for 38 years.
My name is Lindsay Young Lockett, and I am the executive director. I started off volunteering, and the quarry was one of the reasons why I wanted to move to this area. And I love it here. Mm-hmm. So it's the property is under 8 acres of grass area for picnics. We have charcoal grills, picnic tables. We have a 30-foot deep quarry that is spring fed. It's fresh water. We also have a kids pool that's 1 to 4 feet deep. We have snacks for sale, local ice cream. We have food trucks on the weekends. We have swimming lessons and other programs that we're doing, like yoga classes and kids yoga classes, stand-up paddleboard. And we also have camps come here during the day.
We are 4 seasons now. It used to be just a summer kind of swimming area. Mm-hmm. So our volleyball court, I don't know if you said that, is opens year-round. People can come with their dogs. The quarry, of course, is blocked off, but year-round people can use it as a dog and picnic and kind of family recreational area.
Do they have to pay for that?
No, it's free for the public.
There is an entrance fee for for swimming in the summer season, and for the camps and for I mean that covers our operating costs and donations and grants. We are Green Acres property, and we are Mercer County. We just got approved for Mercer County funds to help us with the purchase price of the property. So now we're moving on to kind of take care of the steward, everything going on. That whole area behind you, that sumac grove, was totally covered in invasive honeysuckles and the wild rose. That they both smell great, but they're both very, very invasive, and they smother out everything. So we've
It's one of our goals.
Yeah, I think when we bought the property, we didn't realize what an amazing, it's parts of it have been fenced for 100 years, the upper forest, and we have about 50 different native trees. So we're working with the Bowman Hill.
We just got a plant grant. It was very exciting. We were awarded 100 plants.
100 native plants, and we're putting some of them in today.
Well, we are getting the quarry ready for the summer, the Hopewell Quarry. It's a great swimming place. And I'm fixing the old picnic table and trying to get them back in shape and solid.
Did you used to swim here
Oh yeah,
for a long time?
yes, I've been swimming here for over 20 years.
So, and what about the history of the pool? Do you know how old it is, and can you tell me some of the things that have been done to it?
It's a plaster pool. It was just resurfaced this year, so it's brand new.
And it goes from like 1.5 feet to 4, and it's a great pool for
non-swimmers.
for non-swimmers, and they can kind of transition into their tippy toes and then floating. It was put in the 40s, and it used to be pumped out of the water. Used to come from the quarry.
This is funny.
Yeah, the water used to come from the quarry, and then I think when the Gyptons bought it, or maybe Bill.
No.
Bill owned it before.
Bill James.
Bill James owned it before the Gyptons. They had it converted. The Gyptons did a lot of. They
built the restrooms, I think.
Yeah, the sheds. They did a lot. So they basically the Gyptons. Yeah, the Gyptons put the septic system in. So so a lot of then we had a pump and we had a well, and I don't think there was any water. There wasn't a well maybe before they did that, and then we started filling the pool with well water probably in the 60s, 70s. So we're in the foothills of the Sauerlands, which is actually it's something in New Jersey. It's one of the only truly natural areas left in this part of New Jersey. There's probably 3 or 4 rock quarries, and that's what this once was an active rock quarry in the early 1900s, and then they hit a spring, and it was too costly to keep removing the water with pumps. So people have been swimming here for 100 years.
1920 is when they first started as
charging money for it.
Yeah, I guess you could
I
say.
think people swam here like the old swimming hole before that, or that's when they hit water. I don't know. It's in our history. I'm sorry, I don't have it in my brain. But if you go to our website, those kind of dates are probably a little more accurate than what I've just said.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about. There's lots of other quarries where people swim at, but usually they want people to stay out of them because they're dangerous, because the water's not clean, or they got stuff on the bottom that's going to hurt people. So what's the difference between this quarry and the other ones?
Well,
we have our water tested weekly. That's a requirement to operate, so our water is very clean. And we had a sonar done of the quarry, and we thought it went down deeper, but it's 30 feet down. Maybe there's been rumors that there are things at the bottom, but no one knows.
We didn't find any cars. Yeah, we don't have any coal cars.
So when did you do this sonar?
Last summer,
Yeah,
before we opened.
Who did that? Is there a particular company that does that?
Yeah, we had a gentleman who does it in different bodies of water around here, and he asked if he could help us out, and I think he did it for free.
Did he? Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
because that's something else that's important to us, just learning about what we have here.
Because I always wondered if they would send divers down there. I always wanted to see somebody do that. That would
we've
be so
had
cool.
inquiries for diving because of the nature of the tall rock cliffs. It's dark water, so the sun doesn't really get to it. but we do work with the Hopewell Township. Their dive and rescue team wants to do some practice here. They've already been out here, so yeah.
Of course, safety is the biggest priority.
Last year we purchased an AED machine to have on property, and that is the lifeguards know how to use that. And every year we do refresher courses in CPR and the waterfront training, which is the saves that they need to know for the different drills in the quarry and pool.
Yeah, and the lifeguards are deep in dark water.
Yeah, that's
trained,
waterfront
yeah.
certified. It's an add-on. It's an add-on to the regular Red Cross certification. And people should know the quarry is required to have a swim test in order to swim, so no one under 7 is permitted, and anyone under 18 needs to pass the swim test. Because the quarry is a deep body water, it's unlike a lake or a beach.
Yeah, you go in and it goes down, and so yeah, everybody in there has passed a swim test.
The swim test is required for all kids between the ages of 7 to 17. No kids under 7 are allowed in the quarry at all. For the test, they have to swim 80 yards using the crawl or breaststroke properly. And a lifeguard paddles on a surfboard next to the swimmer so that they can give them a ride back to shore if they're unable to complete the test. After that, the kid is required to tread water for 3 minutes, during which time their chin must be out of the water and their head can't be leaning back in the water. After passing the test, the child's name is kept on record so they won't need to be tested again. So what are some goals that you still have to accomplish with the property? Like some issues you've been having with the property, some things that you need to get done?
So the main issue that we want to accomplish is the new septic system. And what we need to accomplish that is donations. It's a big cost. It'll cost over $100,000.
And we were really lucky. Just a couple weeks ago, we got a $50,000 grant from the watershed, and so that'll help us reach. So that helped us get our new docks. Our docks, were kind of like this, very splintery, and our old docks.
They were showing their age.
Yeah, so they're about 30 years old. So we got 3 new docks.
So what are those docks in the quarry made out of?
They're all made out of composite, so they'll last a lifetime. It's aluminum frame and plastic-coated styrofoam, so they will last a lifetime instead of the splintery wood that was there.
Who made them?
They're made from a company, Shoreside Docks is the company.
Yeah, and I see you got metal railing in the quarry now. When I used to come here, like back in the day, I always wondered when they were ever going to do that, because I always wished they would.
People asked for a long time for the railing.
You need to get down into the... Yeah, that was actually one of the first kind of... we did some concrete improvement. We improved some of the steps. Yeah, we have a lot of work ahead of us. And we're not, it's functional right now. We can use porta potties even for another couple years if we have to.
We have the nice bathroom, the nice air-conditioned luxury porta potties.
But in order to, I think we would love to be able to have the facility. We could use the facility for a wedding venue or other things if we had a kitchen, and just to help us. I think still in the same, just to have it as a beautiful environmental space for people to rent, and that would help our income as well to keep it going.
Yeah, so how much of the money that comes from the admission fee, is that just to pay the people that work here basically?
Yeah, it pays for the operating costs.
So it pays Lindsay's salary, she's on salary. We now have a bookkeeper that we just hired, and then the seasonal workers. And we need a lot of lifeguards when a camp of 50 kids comes and they all need a swimming test and they're only here for 4 hours. One lifeguard would take 4 hours to do it. So we have 6 lifeguards doing swim tests, and when we have younger kids here, we have camps. They bring their own staff, but we also are responsible to make sure our swimming areas stay secure.
So that money just goes towards operating costs. Anything that you need for the other projects has to be a donation, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Or grants where we don't have a grant writer, or I'm a nurse midwife, and I've kind of taken on the fundraising, but committee. Yeah. So we are all real. We're very grassroots.
I'm here every day in the summer, and I can't tell you how many times I hear people say how much they love it here and how glad they are that we've saved it, and they tell me their stories, and now they get to bring their grandkids. So it's just a real pleasure to hear those. And when you come here, it's almost like a step back in time. So it's just a really great place.
Yeah.
I've been here, coming here since 1965. I was 5 years old, and this is where I learned how to swim. We had swim lessons back then. As a teenager, we even had a swim team here. There's so much love here. People have been coming for so many years, and this year the volunteers coming out, I just see the love all over the place, and it's incredible.